Hello, Mr. Niren here. So we're back in Medieval Total War Kingdoms. I'm currently gonna play a battle as the Kingdom of Lothbrok. This is a mod for Medieval Total War Kingdoms. It's made by Peaman, the creator of Game of Thrones Fire and Blood and Valyria Total War. And this mod is different. It's based on another TV show, or actually two TV shows. You can probably guess by the name. Okay, so we will play a battle in this mod. It's not finished. He hasn't finished the unit cards. He hasn't added the units to the campaign. There is a map, a giant map. The map is like in the Lost Kingdom, but with 199 regions, and everything is much wider and grander. It's like an expanded The Lost Kingdom mod. Based on the Vikings TV-show first and foremost, but with also some influence from the Lost Kingdom TV-show. Okay, and so it's like a mix between the Lost Kingdom and the Vikings TV-shows. And all the infantry has been added to the mod for custom battle, but they do not have their unit cards. The cavalry is still to be added, and the heroes are still to be added. I believe that the campaign map is 100% finished, the menu is 100% finished, and the basic units have been added. So what remains is adding these units to the campaign to give them their unit cards and to add cavalry and heroes. By the way, he has also finished all the agents, all the strat models, etc. For all factions. There are like the maximum number of factions too. 31 factions, I believe. Okay, let's hurry up with the battle. I'm gonna play using the immersion mod. This mod was already in windowed, so I will probably play Medieval 2 mods like this going forward, so I can record with Bandicam while at the same time using the immersion mod without creating more than one video file. So we'll place all the units in shield wall formation, all the ones that can have shield wall. I believe everyone can have that except the archers, probably the bowmen. Maybe the others can fire javelins or something. Okay. Yeah, and here we have a Norse bowman unit. We'll place that unit in loose formation, and with the special ability sharpened stakes, they don't need to be on because there are no cavalry in this mod currently. Okay, but loose formation. And now let's start the third person mod. So when I used the NVIDIA Shadowplay recorder, I could move back and forth by tabbing out to this program. So I could play with full screen, widescreen mode, and then I could tab out, and then I could start this program, and then I could go back in. And it would still be the same video, but now unfortunately that's not the case. Yeah, we are controlling the general. Good. You can even control him before we have started the actual battle, which is kind of fun. So this is a captain of the Kingdom of Lothbrok, which is another name for the Kingdom of Denmark, the Danes. So Ragnar Lothbrok was a Swedish prince of Svitjod, but he managed to later become the king of all of Denmark, and in the show, of course, he was the king of Denmark. In the beginning, I believe he wasn't the king, but he started as a nobody and became the king. But in real history, he was a crown prince of Svitjod, so he was already a crown prince. Then managed to become king of Denmark by conquering and winning glory and such. Okay, winning reputation. Okay, so this is a captain of that faction, the Danish faction. So in this mod they have mostly names based on the show. The kingdom of Lothbrok means pretty much the kingdom of Ragnar Lothbrok, the leader. So before we start, I don't know why he ended up invisible there. Maybe because I haven't started the game yet. I have walked quite a bit away from the bodyguard. Okay, so we have Viking Raiders. They look like this. So all the units in this mod are unique, with unique models. But currently all the Norse factions, all the Saxons, etc., they share units. So the Viking units are the same for all the Norse, and the Saxon units are the same for all the Saxons. The French have the same units and such. There are no unique ones as far as I know, but he will most likely change that. He said he was gonna add unique models to every faction, or at least to every different culture. We'll see. So we have we have 3 Frank factions. We have quite a few Norse factions, Danes, Swedes, and Norwegians, and then we have Anglo-Saxons of Britain. We have the Welsh. They are at least 2 factions, maybe 3. And we have the Irish, at least 4 factions. And then we have the Scots, at least 2, maybe 3. We have actually I believe the Rus as well are in the mod. And we have the Poles, and we have the I believe Britons, I believe, of Normandy or something. And then we have some others. The mod might also get Sami, but I'm not sure. It's entirely up to Peaman. I received 3 early betas, and this is the 3rd one, the latest one, the one that added battle models. The first one only had a map, pretty much, and the second one added all the strat models to the map. Still had no battle models. And then the 3rd one that I received in late January 2022 had all the infantry units, the basic infantry units of every faction, including captains. And that's the one I'm playing here. Here we have Norse Huskarls. Of course, the units, by the way, have armor upgrades, so they can get armored upgrades that will give them their helmets and such. But their first version or variant do not have any helmets. So they aim to look like in the TV show Vikings and the Lost Kingdom. But I believe the Vikings TV show is the main focus. So there are factions from both shows in this mod, meaning you can pick a faction from the Vikings TV show and fight a faction from the Lost Kingdom. And the heroes will be in as well. But in the cases when both shows had the same faction, for example Wessex was different in both shows because it was present in both shows. In such cases, the Vikings TV show is the one that will be chosen. So for example, Wessex is based on the Vikings TV show, not the Lost Kingdom TV show. But then East Anglia instead is the Wessex faction from the Lost Kingdom. So they are both present, but instead of being Wessex, the Lost Kingdom version is East Anglia in this mod. It's a cool mod. It also takes place in the late TV shows. So I believe Ragnar is already king and already has a beard and such. They are older, they are not young like in the first seasons. Okay, we can actually run. Here we have some shield maidens. Completely unique model, new for this mod. Really cool models. Different faces and hair. inspired by, I believe, the Lost Kingdom. They look more like the Viking woman from the Lost Kingdom, I believe. Alright. And by the way, we need to quickly move out of this view and group them. Yeah, control, because we want them to attack, immediately start the battle. Okay, we are fighting the Kingdom of Wessex. And by the way, their units look entirely different. It sucks that I need to play on windowed mode in order not to create more than one video file when using the immersion mod. But well, I guess I have no choice, because if I have one video file I can upload everything immediately and I don't have to process the video, which is good. Alright, so these are the Wessex units currently. Okay. Let's unpause the game. And the sound could be higher. Let's increase it to 23. Okay. Forward. Norsemen, Danes. For the Kingdom of Lothbrok, we are gonna defeat the forces of Wessex on the battlefield. So I picked a snowy battlefield on purpose, of course. The music is new and fresh for the mod, added by Peaman. Everything here is added by Peaman. I believe he was gonna use some strat models, settlement models from Wrath of the Norsemen. At least he has permission for it, but we'll see. Alright, so the battle is about to start. Our archers have started to fire. Norse bowmen. Models are not bad, I like them. Order our troops to move forward. I don't want them to be too far away. They can run. I don't want to be trapped in case I'm attacked by the enemy. Battle is started. Of course, in windowed mode everything is a little bit smaller due to the ramifications. Here's our bodyguard. Perfect. Special ability, form shield wall, bodyguard. So this mod has a campaign, but no units have been added to it yet. All the agents have been added. All the regions have been given to factions. All the factions have their leaders, but no others. Some of them probably have family members too. I believe this faction, the Kingdom of Lothbrok, has all the known heroes from the Vikings TV-show. Like Björn, Ironside, Ubba, Ivar, etc. But Legerta was missing for some reason. They even had Loki. Right, so battle started. Stop moving, bodyguard. We can't have them in shield wall, then it will be buggy when I move in this immersion mod. So these are the giant lines of the shield wall formation. Here we have enemies. Let's order our bodyguard to move up.
We have bled the enemy badly. They have only half their men left.
Good job, soldiers. continue to bleed them dry. Fuck. They might kill me. Good, our troops are not far away. Might be able to survive if we're lucky. Maybe they were too late. This became really dangerous. Also the shield emblems. Some of them have the shield emblem from the Vikings TV-show. The one that Lagerta and our shield maidens used. The shield maidens in this mod do not use that. Instead they use a Danish red symbol. Run. Seems troops are winning. We killed 72% and they've killed 32%. Good job, soldiers. Here we have the shield maidens. Some other units, Viking swordsmen. I'm currently blocked. Stop moving.
The enemy warlord lies dead. Now his men can sense their doom upon our foe is broken.
Let's continue the
Watch
battle.
these weaklings run. Hunt them down.
Alright, playing with the windowed mode is a little bit worse than playing without it because the screen is smaller. It looks more condensed, like more difficult to see the units and such. Look at the shield maidens. I like the new shield maidens of this mod. We won the battle against Wessex. I don't know how much Peaman has finished in this mod since the last beta that he sent me, but I did send him the music sub-mod for The Lost Kingdom that I made in 2017. I did send him Swedish native voices that I used in The Lost Kingdom sub-mod, The Lost Kingdom Wrath of the Norsemen, and which adds Swedish voices to all the Norsemen, and I did send him the latest version of Wrath of the Norsemen, the Grand Campaign, which is an unreleased, unfinished mod that won't be completed because it had a bug which made it crash at a certain point all the time and I couldn't fix it. I was unable to fix it, but maybe he wants to use some stuff from all of those packages that I sent. We'll see, or he chooses not to use it. I don't know. So we can play custom battles in this mod currently, but not a campaign. And I don't know how much he has progressed since he sent me this one in late January, I believe. I believe January 27 or 26. Okay. Okay, so this I believe I still have to watch the 6th season of Vikings. I haven't watched it yet. And then we have the 7th season, Vikings Valhalla, arriving soon. So I have 2 seasons of Vikings to watch in the near future. And then The Lost Kingdom. I watched 5 seasons of it, I believe. 4 or 5 seasons. And there's a new season coming soon. I believe one of the shows arrive I believe on February 28th. This year, and then the other one on March 8th or something this year. And I haven't watched the season 6 of Vikings that came over a year ago. So I have 2 seasons to watch of Vikings and 1 season of The Lost Kingdom. I like both shows. The Lost Kingdom is more loyal to the actual look of the Norsemen in battle. They had helmets and such, unlike in Vikings. But I like the Vikings TV-show more, I believe, even though the Vikings were more brutal in the Lost Kingdom and more true to history in terms of being evil and raping and such. But that's because in the Lost Kingdom the Saxons are the main characters, the good guys, and the Vikings, the Norsemen, they are the bad guys. Well, in the Vikings TV show, the Vikings and Norsemen are the good guys, and the Saxons, etc., are the bad guys. Makes sense that the Vikings are worse in the Lost Kingdom because they are the bad guys in that show. Okay, but I like both shows. But currently I prefer the Lost Kingdom because Vikings lost in quality after Ragnar Lothbrok died. But before he died I preferred Vikings. Still like Loki and Björn Ironside, but I never liked Ivar the Boneless. I thought he was annoying. He was good in the first season where he showed up because he did a good job together with the actor that plays Ragnar. But then when he stood alone, so to speak, without Ragnar, I didn't like him very much. He didn't feel like a Norseman to me. He felt like a kid. Okay, or an annoying teenager or something. Okay, but anyway, just wanted to play a battle in this channel. So thank you for watching. The Kingdom of Lothbrok won against the Kingdom of Wessex. Captain Ander of the Kingdom of Lothbrok had 2,491 Norsemen. He lost 725 men, and we have 766 remaining. Killed 1678, so we killed way more than we lost, and we killed an additional 374 enemies when they were broken. Captain Sen Beort, I believe Captain Sen Beort of the Kingdom of Wessex had 2011 men. No, 2,611 men, so they had more than us, about 200 more than us. And they lost 2,052, 559 remaining, and they killed 779 of our troops, and an additional 26 were killed when they were broken. Here are the details. Completely fresh music too. Okay, and that's it. We have new loading screens and new quotes and a completely new user interface. Age of Vikings, sagas, custom battle, quick battle. We check, for example, multiplayer, online land battles, hot seat campaign. Fuck, I clicked on quick battle, I believe. That wasn't intended. It's one thing to use a weapon, but another to kill. Ragnar Lothbrok. Winter 795 AL. Here we have Queen Quintret of Mercy, I believe. I like that character. So we have new loading screens and new quotes. Oh, I actually clicked on continue campaign, I see. That wasn't intended. So we are playing as the Kingdom of Lothbrok. Capital city is Kattegat. Viking leader is Ragnar Lothbrok. Greatest general is Ragnar Lothbrok. Currently are holding 15 regions. We have 8 generals, unknown characters, cities 15, castles 0, battles won 0, battles lost 0. Year is 795 at the start of the campaign. So kingship conditions, victory conditions. There are no victory conditions yet, or no kingship conditions. Show family tree. So for this faction we have 2 dead family members. Sigurd Lothbrok and Ragnhilder or something. They are dead. Then we have Ragnar Lothbrok and Aslaug. Their kids, Ubba Lothbrok. And we have Hvitserk Lothbrok, we have Sigurd Lothbrok, and we have Ivar Lothbrok. Then we have, of course, Rollo, the bear, and Lagerta. So they are married in this mod. And their kids are Björn Ironside and Adis Lothbrok. Okay. Diplomacy. There are no diplomacy relations yet. No one is ally to anyone, and no one is at war with anyone. I believe we are at war with the rebels automatically too. Okay, agents. We do not have agents. We have a bunch of regions. We have Kattegat, Hordaland, Sundmeyer, Eider, Pelamark, Fyn, Skagen, Sjælland, Skåne, Öland, Holland, Finnveden, Värend, Njudung, and Blekinge. Okay, and our heroes. So we have Ragnar Lothbrok himself, of course, King of Denmark, King of Hordaland, leader of Vikings. Okay, Björn Ironside. Air, crowns is the air. Rolle the bear. We have Floki the boat builder. We have Thorstein. We have Athelstan the apostate. We have Harbard the wanderer. We have Eric the Red. Then we have the Admiral Oyvind, and I believe the pink picture means that there are no captain pictures yet, so they are yet to be added. There are no agents available for this faction. The map is visible, so the Kingdom of Lothbrok is quite vast. There are only vanilla settlements currently, but we have unique building pictures. And I believe they could be from either the Lost Kingdom or Wrath of the Norsemen. I believe Peaman at least asked to use some of those pictures. So we can recruit some agents. We can recruit drowned men, which is pretty much a priest, a merchant, a maester, which is a diplomat, lacking the picture currently. We have an outrider, which is a spy. We have an assassin. Okay. No units available yet to be recruited. They have still to be added. We have ships too. This is a Saxon navy. Okay. Should probably have a fleet of our own somewhere. I believe we had that. I'm not sure where they are. Here, I believe, our fleet. The fleet of Lothbrok. They like their unit info pictures and such. Okay. If we check the general, we have a strat model. It's probably generic. So we have Ragnar, Björn, Rollo, Floki, Eric, Athelstan, Thorstein, and Harbard here. Okay. If we check the map, we can see that it's vast. So he has like the same areas as in the Lost Kingdom mod, but now with 199 regions. So they've been maxed out. They are much wider. You see, Britain is much bigger. Scandinavia is bigger. Ireland is bigger. Europe is bigger. And Iceland is bigger too. Okay, so the factions, the black and red factions, like the Targaryens, they are the Kingdom of Lothbrok, the Danes. They're holding some of Norway and Denmark, of course, and some of Sweden. And then we have the Jarl of Götaland. should probably be Jarldom of Götaland. Jarl is like a title, like a king, but a local lord. So pretty much Jarl is like lord of a minor area. Like for example, Götaland spans this area. So he's like the king in this area, which is named Jarl. So Jarldom, which is a smaller kingdom, pretty much. Okay, we have the Kingdom of Svitjod. Should probably be Jarldom of Svitjod as well. The leader of Svitjod was a Jarl, and the leader of Götaland was a Jarl too. And then Kingdom of Lothbrok. It makes sense for the show to name it the Kingdom of Lothbrok. Another name could be Kingdom of Denmark, probably, or Denmark. But it's correct for the show, I think, and it's a kingdom. Denmark was a kingdom, while Svitjod and Gotland was a Jarldom. They were Jarldoms, and Denmark was a kingdom. Okay, and then we have the Kingdom of Norway. Yeah, they united during the Viking-age. They should also be a kingdom. And unlike the Swedish areas. And then we have Jarldom of Nordland, which I think could be split. So these areas could be probably Finnish and Sami, like in the Wrath of the Norsemen mod. It would be more correct. I don't believe there were any Norsemen up here. And then these two areas would belong to the Norse, so probably would belong to the Kingdom of Ringerike, because these areas are also Norwegian areas. Jarldom of Hålogaland region and the, I believe the Nordland region. Okay, so we have Kingdom of Norway, the Kingdom of Lothbrok, Jarldom of Götaland, and the Jarldom of Svitjod, and then we have the Jarldom of Nordland that could probably be replaced, and we have the Kingdom of Ringerike. I don't know about Norway if it should be a kingdom or a Jarldom, but usually the smaller like tribes of Norsemen were Jarldoms, and then the bigger like empire, like factions like Denmark, Norway, the ones that had absorbed a lot of smaller tribes, they were kingdoms. Okay, then in Europe we have the Earldom of Hedeby here. Earldom and Jarldom is the same thing, by the way. Earl, I believe, is Jarl in English. So Jarldom or Earldom is the same thing. So you could probably name this Jarldom or name the other areas like Jarl of Götaland could be named Earldom of Götaland too. Depends on if Peaman wants the English names or the Norse names, because Earl and Jarl is the same word. It's just that Jarl is the Norse word and Earl is the English word. Okay, and then we have chiefs of the Poles. So we have the Poland faction here, East Polish, East Slow faction, and then we have the Grand Chiefdom of Rurikid. So we have like the Rus here too. Yeah, and then we have Kingdom of East Francia. We have the Chiefdom of Saxony. By the way, the Earldom of Hedeby is divided. We have one area here and then we have an area here, so they are like divided, and we have some areas here too. So they have three areas that are split, and then we have the Grand Chiefdom of Saxony in between. We have the Kingdom of East Francia here. We have the Kingdom of Lotharingia in the middle, and then we have Kingdom of East Francia, and then to the east of East Francia we have the Kingdom of Brittany. Okay, and then in England we have the petty Kingdom of Cornwall. We have the Kingdom of Wessex. We have the Warlord Ubba faction, so like a Danish minor faction there. Warlord Ubba, Norse faction, and then we have the Kingdom of East Anglia, which is Wessex from the Lost Kingdom. So Wessex here is Wessex from the Vikings TV-show, and East Anglia here is Wessex from the Lost Kingdom TV-show. Then we have the Kingdom of Mercia, pretty strong kingdom. And we have the petty kingdom of Morganwig and the petty kingdom of Seysilwig. So we have 3 Welsh kingdoms. And then we have the kingdom of Northumbria, north, and we have 2 Albion kingdoms. We have the petty kingdom of Strathclyde, and we have the kingdom of Scots. They are pretty strong with lots of areas, and yeah. Then in Ireland we have High King of the Ire. We have the kingdom of Connachta, and we have the kingdom of Mumo. We have 3 factions, not 4. And then in Iceland, I believe we only have rebels. They have 4 regions here, just like in the Lost Kingdom, but the area is now wider. Okay, so it's still uninhabited at this point. Floki will go there and create a new civilization, both in the show and in history or mythology. Okay, so this is the map. So this is Vikings Total War, mixed between 2 TV shows, and with the same style of a map as the Lost Kingdom, but much grander. Let's exit the campaign. So the loading screens, the menu, the map, the strat models, and the basic infantry have been finished, and all the faction symbols and such. You click on Age of Vikings, you can see all the factions here. We have Kingdom of Lodbrok, led by Ragnar Lodbrok. We have the Kingdom of Norway, led by this guy from the Vikings TV-show. We have the Jarl of Jutland, led by this guy. I would prefer Jarl Borg to be the leader, but as this mod is set in a later, I believe, season, this guy is the leader of Gautland or Jutland. And then we have the Jarldom of Hedeby, or Earldom of Hedeby, led by some guy, I don't know him. And we have the Kingdom of Ringerike, led by this guy. We have the Grand Chieftain of Rurikid, led by this guy. We have the Grand Chieftain of Saxony, led by this guy. We have the Kingdom of East Francia, and led by this guy. Kingdom of Lotharingia, led by this man. And then we have the Kingdom of East Francia, led by, I believe, wasn't he named Charlemagne the Bold or something, Charles the Bold or something, I don't know, I don't remember. Anyway, the King of Brittany, led by that guy. We have the Petty Kingdom of Cornwall, Petty Kingdom of Morganwig actually, led by the same guy from the Lost Kingdom, I believe. And we have the Petty Kingdom of Seysilwig. Kingdom of Wessex, led by Egbert, I believe. And the Petty Kingdom of East Anglia, led by, I believe, King Alfred from the Lost Kingdom TV show. Maybe he's named something else here. He's named Edmund in this mod. He won't be Alfred. He will be Edmund, I believe. Okay, and then we have the Kingdom of Mercia, led by this guy. Peaman said he might add Queen Quintrit, but he hasn't done that yet. It might happen, it's not 100% certain it will. Kingdom of Northumbria, led by King Aila, of course. Kingdom of Scots, led by this man. The Kingdom of Strathclyde, led by this guy. High King of Ire, led by this man. Kingdom of Connachta, led by this man. Kingdom of Mume, no clear leader. The Wolf clan led by this man. I believe these guys, by the way, are leaders from the Lost Kingdom TV show. I recognize this man too. Warlord Ubba. I believe he was from the Lost Kingdom. Jarldom of Nordland is led by the two brothers. Peaman said he might move them to a different faction, which would reside at the location of the Netherlands, I believe. It would be Frisia, so they might become the leaders of Frisia instead of Jarldom of Nordland. Okay, but it's the two brothers from the Lost Kingdom. And then we have the Kingdom of Svitjord, the Swedish faction, led by this man, I don't remember his name. And we have the Chiefs of the Poles, led by this guy, no idea who he is. Okay, and this is Vikings Total War, a VIP or work in progress mod, entirely worked on by Peaman alone. But he is kind of being given permission to use anything he wants to use from the Lost Kingdom, Wrath of the Norsemen and the Wrath of the Norsemen, I believe. Maybe not everything from the Lost Kingdom, but he has been given permission to use the Wrath of the Norsemen stuff. Okay, so thank you for watching, and we'll see when Peaman will send another version of this mod. Bye.